as you may be aware that the Sri Lankan Airlines has been operating for a period of 1 year. It's with great pleasure I'd like to introduce two members from the Sri Lankan Airlines, that's Sanjeeva Jayatilaka and Dimuthu Tenakon in our studios. Good morning and welcome to our program.
Good morning. Good morning, Dave.
Sanjeeva, first of all, now as I told the viewers, you've gone from strength to strength within a period of 1 year. Will you be able to tell us about your new aircraft?
Yes, Derek. We started operations in 2017 October, and we operated a A330-200 aircraft for 1 year. And when we looked at our feedback and with the competition, we had to get a better product on board, and then we started introducing the A330-300 Airbus aircraft from 28th of October 2018, after we have completed 1 year of service. So this is a state-of-the-art aircraft with all amenities for both the business class as well as our economy passengers.
Now, talking about the business class, what are the extra features do you have?
This aircraft has 28 business class seats, and it's all aisle access, so that each individual passenger has the ability to get off the seat and go into the aisle. There are full flat beds in a herringbone style arrangement, and the seats come with a 15-inch personal TV screen as well, and with also power sockets for charging your electrical equipment. The other key factor is that this aircraft also is Wi-Fi enabled. So all passengers, both in business class and economy, has the ability to call as well as use data to do their work or do games, anything. So
when you say, sorry to interrupt you there,
yes,
to call, so they have the facilities with Wi-Fi?
Yes, they have. They have GSA roaming.
Very interesting.
So that is something that you can do. And so this aircraft is now flying on this route from Melbourne to Colombo and back.
And 7 days a week?
Yes, we are flying daily, non-stop, and that is our key strength.
Okay. But having said that, Sanjeeva, there's a lot of competition also. So how do you compete with the big boys? I mean, sorry to, when I say big boys, Sri Lankan Airlines, I being a Sri Lankan, I got to say Sri Lanka is my best airlines. But having said that, there are other airlines like Emirates and Singapore Airlines. So you got a lot of competition with them. How do you overcome that?
That's right. Competition is going to be always there, and I think the main advantage that we've had is our direct service on a daily basis. And when you have competition like Singapore, Malaysian, even Emirates, Thai, we have to be there to serve better, and our service is quite top rated, as well as the key thing is that when you are boarding a Sri Lankan Airlines flight, you are entering Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
So for the Australians or for the Sri Lankan ethnic Australians, we give you that advantage that when you enter our aircraft, you have already come to Sri Lanka.
Yeah. Also, having said that, the other advantage which Sri Lanka Airlines have is that it's a direct flight, where the other airlines will have to either stop in Malaysia or Singapore or places like that. With the pricing, are you very competitive?
Yes, of course. We have to be competitive when it comes to airfares with all the competition. Though we are a direct carrier, there's always a price point advantage for the one-stop carriers. But still, we have maintained a very, very good price competitiveness in the market, and that has yielded us the results to where we have gone today.
Okay. So what's the position you hold with Sri Lankan Airlines?
I am Derek, the country manager for Sri Lankan Airlines for Australia and New Zealand, and I've been with Sri Lankan Airlines for over 10 years.
Okay. Coming back to Dimuthu, now what position do you hold with Sri Lankan Airlines?
And Derek, I'm the head of worldwide sales and
Okay.
distribution.
Mhm.
I'm based in Sri Lanka.
You're based in Sri Lanka.
Yes.
Now, talking about Sri Lankan Airlines, will you be able to briefly tell our viewers your future plans?
Yes, I will. And before that, I want to touch one more thing. You ask what's special with Sri Lanka,
Yeah.
and what Sanjeeva said exactly right. We are direct. We are direct, and how we compete with other airlines. And I must tell you, not only direct operation, and our one of the other strengths we have is our staff.
Okay.
And the warmth of Sri Lankan
Definitely,
staff.
yeah.
That is something none of those big boys or any airline can match. It's only special to Sri Lankan.
Yeah.
Sri Lankan hospitality, Sri Lankan, that warmth you will not get in any
I
other
totally
airline.
agree on that. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, we have been operating into Australia for last 1 year and 2 months. 2 months, and like I mentioned two days ago, we had so many discussions, so many arguments, so many negotiations before we start this operation. We started our operation into Australia after 17 years. 17 years.
Yeah.
We didn't want this to become a failure, and this is a success story.
Yeah.
And here we are today with a very successful operation of last 13 months.
Yeah.
It's good. That helped us to see how we can expand our operation into Australia. Right now, feasibility studies are being carried out. How we can expand our operation? Yes, we are going to expand, and Sydney operation is also in the card. That will, after some times, it is not finalized. Like I said, it's being looked at. And other than that, there are a lot of other in our long-term plan. We have looked at Africa, and again certain places in Europe and Asia. Vietnam is also on the cards, and Kathmandu. Those are the places we are looking at right now to expand our operation.
Because very recently I saw a documentary, they reckon Sri Lanka is #1 place to visit. So having #1 in the world, airlines got to be #1. Am I right on that?
Yes, absolutely right. And for that I have to add something. Australia became, now last month Australia we carried about more than 14,000 tourists from Australia to Sri Lanka. #1 tourist arrivals from India, #2 from the UK, Germany, and then Australia.
Okay.
Australian tourists are now, I think, year on year the highest tourist arrivals is year on year increase is highest from Australia. And yes, now from Lonely Planet, they have identified Sri Lanka as the best destination to travel in 2019, and we have to definitely provide the best service on board. Like Sanjeeva said, we consider wherever we operate, when passenger got on board, then we want to give them a real Sri Lankan feeling, Sri Lankan hospitality. Then they will feel that from the time they get on board, they'll be in Sri Lanka.
One thing I got to tell you is the awareness is very important, because there are so many Sri Lankans. They know that Sri Lankan airlines are operating, but once they are comfortable and the bird gets around, I want every Sri Lankan wanting to go to Sri Lanka, fly with Sri Lanka. It's a matter of supporting our airlines and supporting everyone. It becomes it's a sharing sort of a thing. That's why I advise all Sri Lankans who are traveling to Sri Lanka, fly with Sri Lankan Airlines.
Thank you.
And that's one of the best airlines. Now, how are you going to attract the Australian visitors?
Australian visitors into Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Of course, from airline point of view, our job is providing air transportation, and Sanjeev and his team working very hard in Melbourne, attracting this tourists into Sri Lanka. We are working very closely with main tour operators in Australia, not only Melbourne, in Australia, and we can see the numbers. Like I mentioned earlier, for December tourist arrivals, Australia is in the 4th level.
We have to become number one, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So Sanjeeva and his team, we have all of us are working very closely with the tour operators. We have provided them very competitive fares, and the most of the tour operator requirements, we have provided all those facilities to them, and now they are very comfortable working with us. They also do create awareness. We from our side, we also take certain advertising campaigns we have done. I mean, we are taking part in Melbourne Marathon last year and year before, 2 years.
That was very
That's right.
successful.
Yes, indeed.
Sri Lankan Airlines, we sponsor that half marathon, and that all these things we do from our side to create the awareness.
Yeah.
And we also want to closely work with Sri Lanka Tourist Board to create this awareness, because that is very important for us to attract tourists into Sri Lanka.
Yeah. There's another point during the media presentation. Now Sri Lanka is giving 25% discount on excess baggage. So that's a big plus, really. Especially our Sri Lankans, we are not happy with 23 kilos or 30 kilos. How does so is it a disadvantage given that massive discount?
It is. What we do is to avail that discount, you have to log into Sri Lankan Airlines website. Prior to going to the airport, you can avail this 25% discount from the rate we offer at the airport.
Okay.
That is advantage for us, because then we also know then how many kilos we will have with the passengers, what is our weight and balance. It will definitely help us to provide a more comfortable service to the passengers. So because when we provide this thing, yes, there is a how do I say, there is a drop in revenue, but from this way we encourage them to take their goods with us. Otherwise, rather than they have so many other options, but in this way we encourage them to take all those things with us. And the advantage for them is when they reach there, they can take all the stuff and go and visit their families.
Anyway, let me wish you all the very best. You're given our viewers very valuable information, and let's hope, as I said, I'm a Sri Lankan. We got to support Sri Lankan Airlines, and let me wish you all the very best.
Thank you, Derek.
Thank you,
Thank
Derek.
you for having us. Thank you.